Sim Racing Dan here with the final race in ISRA League's inaugural GP1 series. Formula One cars running full 300-kilometer length races, and here we are starting out at Spa. I qualified second to last here with Alex behind me, but taking a wide line around there, and Brian going extra wide. I'm sorry, maybe that's Manfred. Manfred going extra wide around there. So in order to avoid hitting him, I slowed up a bit, going side by side through Eau Rouge on cold tires and full tanks, and we make it through no problem. Alex just gets that little extra bit ahead, just enough so that he's got it as we enter the turn. Still on quite cold tires, so not nearly up to speed. The whole field is spread out pretty evenly and going about the same speed here so far. Exiting Pouhon down the straight here, and Alex brakes really early. I almost hit him. Managed to avoid him though. He takes that chicane very slowly, and I'm able to catch up, and I'm just about 2 car lengths up behind him now. Well, maybe I can make that one. Looks like I've done it. One car length behind him. And closing. Right on his tail now. And Brian hits the wall to the left, comes back across the track. I go off track to avoid him. Managed to keep control and still brake for the chicane in time. Didn't lose too much on that, but that was a close one. I couldn't tell. It all happened too quickly. If I'd gone left on the track, I might have been able to avoid him and stay on track, but his black car didn't show up too well in all that smoke, so I couldn't quite tell his trajectory. Went off track for safety, and it seemed to work. Looks like Alex did a better job through turn 1 with Source there, but I'm catching up. And am plenty close behind him. Nice comfortable distance. We can ride this along for a while and see if he'll make a mistake. Oh, alright, here we go. Catching up even more now. He goes a little wide. That should give me the advantage on the turn exit under acceleration. Good line through there. He goes a little wide again. I'm expecting his early braking. He doesn't do it quite as badly there, so I think that he got a bit calibrated on that second lap here. And gaining on him as we close for the chicane, again going a little bit to his right under braking just to make sure. Oh, he enters the chicane a little bit fast. I get a little bit loose on the acceleration, so I think the net from both of our little mess-ups is we're pretty much in exactly the same place in relation to each other as we were before. Alright, but it looks like he's gotten a good exit there. Quite a bit ahead of me now. Tires are decently warm now, and the fuel is burning off, so every lap here should just get faster and faster as I go. 205 miles an hour, down to 88. Oh, that must be an incredible rush, and incredibly scary, but man, the pros do it every time. Well, except when it's wet. Then they'll spin. keeping a good line through there. I've managed to gain that lost time up. Again, Alex seems to be having a little bit of trouble going slowly through there. But he had a better turn exit. Looks like we're about even here. I'm closing a little bit. He went a little bit wide. That should give me what I need to get right up behind him again. But it's a place I've been before, and as we can see... Oh, I go a little bit off. That was just poor driving. I guess I wasn't paying close enough attention. Come right close under braking. And this time I get a better exit. I'm decently behind him, but again, he's pulling away. So he's definitely taking the chicane faster than I am. Really ginger under acceleration there. Not wanting to spin the car as I exit the turn. That's my biggest fear here in these Formula 1 cars. They've got snap oversteer like nothing else. I've only done a couple videos here because most of my races have been either boring in that I was last place and rode around the track a whole lot by myself, or they didn't last very long because I found some section of the track just like Brian did, and Brian was experiencing that actually for several races for this, I think the last 3 races, where just in places he had never had any trouble whatsoever before, all of a sudden the car just snaps and that's the end. You hit the wall. It happened to me at Watkins Glen. Trying to think which other race was a really good example of a snap oversteer. I didn't show the Watkins. Oh, I think I got a little bit close to Alex there, and I lost that very important aero in his air, and didn't have the front grip I needed. Didn't lose it though. I mean, didn't hit the wall. I did obviously lose a lot of time. Alright, but this is many laps later. I've caught up with Alex. He's had a little bit of trouble in the chicane, which has been to my advantage. I haven't pitted yet. My strategy here was a 2-pit strategy. So we're probably, I don't know, maybe 2-3 laps away from pitting. As you can see from the display down there, speed's definitely very fast now, light on fuel. Spa is actually fairly easy on tires, and again I lose it. And you know, as I said, this was many laps later. I never had a problem with that turn when I wasn't behind Alex. So I really think that I was just losing that front grip being so close behind him. I was getting more aggressive, wanted to gain on him, and here I am losing tons of time. Alex entering the chicane. Oh, maybe I was... Nope, not pitting this lap, Alright, looks like I lost 2.18 seconds on that little screw up. Only a 153, or rather, 153.44. Okay, so here we are going into the pits a couple laps later. Alex, I think a little bit unsure of, I don't know, the pit entrance or something, because I'm able to catch up with him. He took that quite slowly, but cautiously. He didn't get a black flag. So all that time caught up here as we enter the pits. Let's see what we both do. He heads into his pit space, and where is it? Right behind me. That Formula 1 pit stops are fast enough that I figured I'd leave the whole thing in. There we go. Took tires and loaded up with about 160 pounds of fuel. And here we are at pit exit. I'm taking it really easy. I think he was faster on the exit, but that's one place where I didn't want to spin. And I'm right in between two walls. And there I am again, playing catch-up with Alex. He's in sight, though. Alright, several laps later again. And I've closed the gap nicely. Looks like he had some trouble on the turn exit there. On track out, went a little wide. Looked like he wiggled a little bit. So let's see if I'm able to catch up here in his draft. Good speed, 205, 206, 207, and braking. Alright, so it does look like I was able to catch up with him nicely. And I go a little bit wide. That's going to cost me some time. You can see it ticking off the clock there. But again, faster in that section, able to catch up. Taking it easy this time, not getting on the gas quite as early, and not having those problems with spinning or getting loose. Alex and I again sort of trade badly executed corners, and I start gaining on him here in his draft, and braking into the chicane. Alex spins. Alex goes off on the right. That's a tough place. There's quite a drop there, and that's going to end Alex's race. I'm going to jump forward now. Many laps. I've done my second pit stop, and we're about, I think, 8 or 10 laps. Well, maybe it was 8 laps from the end of the race. Coming to Brujon here. Go a little bit wide. Jumping over the curb. I lose control. Oh, and spin right. And that right there is going to damage my aero, and that's it. Time to retire. If we had realistic repairs, they could have fixed that, given me a new front end in the pits.